right, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to you sincere Akim out there, pushing the truth across the four corners of the earth. And as we can see, all over the earth, you got protests, you got uproar. You know, they finally put democracy everywhere. You know, everywhere is pretty much a democracy, or they pretend to obey democracy, like in China or in Russia. But everybody's not cool. Everybody's not having fun. You know, everybody's not enjoying the show. Everybody's not feeling the love, so to speak. That's what these people say it's all about. You know, when they attack us, oh, everything is love. Everything is love. Yep, you got protests in Hong Kong, protests in different parts of China. Okay, protests. You got protests in Russia, protests in France, protests in Germany. Yep, there's an opposition rally in Moscow. Okay, in Haiti, I believe they're trying to get the president out of there. And you got protests in Sudan. Yep, you got protests in Puerto Rico, France. You can go through the whole list. Protest, protest, protest. Why is that? Everything's supposed to be peace and love. This is 2nd Ezra 9:1. And because one thing about it is that this man can't change. He can't change prophecy. He can't change things that the Most High spoke to men and spoke for the message to be given unto his men, that certain things are going to happen. Let's read about it. This is 2nd Ezra 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And so we know that when the Most High visits this world, certain things get shaken up. All right, just like he destroyed, Sodom and Gomorrah. But we know when the Most High puts his foot down, I believe the apostle brought out a scripture talking about basically when the Most High puts judgment on the earth is going to be silent. The earth is going to be silent. And because right now it's an uproar. We're going to get to that too. Verse 3, therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. So that's basically what's going down, man. Uproars, protests. Protest, protest. Every day it's a protest. Everybody's pissed off about something. Everybody's government is doing a bunch of shady shit. Trying to emulate, the top brass, which is, the US. Everybody's trying to look at that shit. Everybody's trying to emulate what's going on in America. They want to be a part of the process. And that's what happens in a democracy. It's a rule of the mob. When, according to our customs as Israelites, the Lord always set up different kings, or he'll send a prophet to anoint who was supposed to be the king, like he did Saul, like he did David, like he did Solomon, okay, like he did many other kings too. In this case, these people, Trump, he's got, about a year left. They're trying to get him out of office because of his comments. Because these Edomites, their kingdom is completely divided. They're divided. And the scriptures say what? United we stand, divided we fall. So they even know in their little slogan, divided we fall. Well, shit, you're divided. The news is divided. These Edomites at the top, the elites, they're divided, which, some of them want to go one way, some of them want to go the other way, all in Satanism, because that's what Esau's about. But it's division. All right, and you go through here, you're gonna see every day protest, protest, protest. People getting pissed off at the system. It said Jeremiah 51, all going back to this place, the U.S., which is spiritually, this place is Babylon. This place is known as Babylon in the scriptures, Jeremiah 51:6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. All right, and the Lord, once the second temple was built, well, he never destroyed Babylon. Babylon was never destroyed again. Babylon faded away. Then after the Babylonians, the Assyrians took over. After the Assyrians, the Medo-Persians took over. Then after the Medo-Persians, the Greeks took over. So on and so forth. So in Babylon, that particular place, it was never completely and utterly destroyed. Even though to this day it's kind of just like what's that, modern day Iran. So, but this is actually talking about another place. This is because Babylon, we know, meaning in the Hebrew, Baboya, or confusion. And this place is the number one place of confusion in the world. They don't follow any of the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. They allow Satanism to be an official religion. They've allowed, these different wicked ass companies that play and know how to subvert into the law, and they know how to use and abuse the law, and they know how to, slip between the cracks and the crevices of legal shit. This man has been completely wicked the whole time that they've been in rulership from the start. All right, this is verse 7. Babylon had been a golden cup in the Most High's hand. So ultimately, the Most High is using this place, in terms of prophecy, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. And we know it's not talking about literal wine. We know it's talking about the philosophies that have gone out over the earth. All right, LGBT rights. That's a big. That's a big, strong, nasty ass, malted wine that people are sipping on right now. The tranny movement, the fag movement, the lesbo movement, and then now they want to teach your children sexuality. They even got they got this shit where they have a tranny trying to read to your children, and they found out that the dude who was doing that shit, he was a child molester. So they were actually letting a child molester read to their children at the library. It was a dude dressed up like a woman who was a child molester. And that's part of that wine, the democracy. Like I said before, the rule of the mob, women's rights. All of this off the wall ass shit, which has been introduced and reinforced by so-called white people. And they don't want the credit for it. They want to pretend like it's not going on. And when you look at Israel in the news, you just look up Israel, see what's going on. It's not prophecy's not following up with them. It said Iran opens up a second front along Israel's border. So they're ready to go to war. Everybody's ready to go to war. Yeah, Israel's in crisis. It's Jeremiah 31. And this is what's supposed to happen when the Israelites return to Israel. It said, let's see, I'm going to jump straight to the point. Matter of fact, we're going to start at verse 8. Behold, I will bring them from the north country, which we know that's North America, and gather them from the coasts of the earth. Israel scattered all over the earth, and with them the blind and the lame, the woman with child, and her that travaileth with child together. A great company shall return thither. They shall come with weeping, and with supplications will I lead them. I will cause them to walk by the rivers of waters in a straight way, wherein they shall not stumble. For I am a father to Israel, and Ephraim is my firstborn. All right, then it's going to go into all of the things he's going to give Israel and all of the different prophecies that are supposed to happen. When this stuff never happened. This stuff didn't happen. All right, because this is around the time where the northern kingdom, they were actually taken away into captivity by the Assyrians, by Shalmaneser. And we know, of course, they traveled over here to North America. So once the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom split up, we know that they would have to all be back together in order for us to be able to see the true kingdom of heaven. Because it just talked about Ephraim. Ephraim, of course, being the chief tribe of the northern kingdom, one of the sons of Joseph. So in Israel, once again, look at Israel. First off, you got, man, this place is out of order, man. This place is out of order. And like brothers have been saying, man, these women are out of order. You got all this destruction, all this crazy shit, and they putting these bitches in the spotlight. And the shit is inflating their ego. It's getting this place, is bringing more confusion. That's why this place is known as Babylon. And no time in history have they ever let women fucking dictate or be over men. Okay, because that's a custom of the ancient world. A woman's supposed to have her place, but only in this place because they figured out that, look, we can tax women. Even when they came out with women's voting, women didn't want to, because along with voting, that came with being drafted in the military. They had to do bucket duty, which is serve on, as a firefighter or different service to the city. So when they first came out with that, women said no, because they didn't want to do any of those services. They knew what it was, but now this shit is so out of order. These women are so out of fucking whack, because Satan is on them, that now they're just coming out and trying to be the face of this kingdom, especially the Israelite woman. Yeah, man, it's just typical stuff, man. Typical stuff. Typical day where everything's on fire. Destruction is right around the corner. Everybody can feel it. Everybody's talking about it. All right, but not everybody knows exactly what's going to happen. They don't know the course, which no man knows exactly, but we know the course of events that are going to kick off according to prophecy. All right, and brothers are trying to stay. Or brothers are staying in the spirit of the things to come, so we can receive that mark. Let's see. I'm gonna finish off with this. It says, verse 4, 2 Corinthians 9:4. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. So when these things happen, the end is manifest, and the end of this particular world is manifest. It's being spoken of. These Edomites weren't talking about the end of America and the end and destruction, back in, the 1920s. Even though they were at war, they still knew, we still here. We still got we still got some power in us. Now, everybody's talking about it. You talk to these Edomites on the job, they're talking about it. I got a stockade, I got a bunker, I got this and that. And none of that shit is going to even matter. Because when the Most High brings destruction on you, hey, he's dealing with the controlling power of the universe. Nothing is going to stop him. It said, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings, and wonders, and powerful works, and endings, and effects, and signs. And every one that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders. For I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. We know, according to Jeremiah 31, it's talking about who? The families of Israel, his people. They call Lord Yahweh while Yahweh Shai. Hey, this man, you can't fake prophecy. You can't fake the funk. You can't hide from the Most High. You can't trick the Most High. You can trick men, but you can't trick men. The scriptures say what? If all possible, he'll deceive the elect. So men with the spirit that are put on them to be the elect, they're not going to be fooled by the bullshit. Lord willing, is edifying for you. Shalom.